Hello YouTube family, this is Fauzia and you are on Fau's Journey Across the Bridge. Hopefully you are enjoying your day, whether it's morning, midday or evening. Take it in and enjoy it. So we are talking about being present. And how did this subject come up for me? I thought it was intriguing because you could talk about being present and how beneficial it is, and I'm kind of going to go into that. But what is so good about it and what I had noticed recently was that the reason we, are not being present, one of the reasons could be that because we want to avoid the emotions that are coming up, right? So being present means feeling your feelings and emotions as they come up. So what if there's an emotion that come up and we don't want to feel it? So are we staying present or are we kind of like doing something else? So I want to read something for you. Being present means that you are feeling the emotions of the moment. You can either avoid it by distracting yourself with activities or by escaping to the past or the future. Being present and honoring what you feel at the moment and letting it naturally flow in the state of being. Be in the present with yourself, even when you are experiencing emotions that may not be supported by the environment that you are in. So I want to read a little bit more about joy. Okay, so the current sadness may be from the past and not the current moment. Not responding or not noticing joy in an environment. Maybe not trusting that something won't go wrong. I need to heal that fear of enjoying and having a joyful moment without fearing that it would be ruined. That is a healing that needs to be done. I can protect me if need be. I am the adult present and I can handle tough situations. Okay? Letting myself feel joy out of the fear of having it taken away. So have you ever avoided even feeling your joy because you're like, oh, this won't last, or someone is going to come and ruin it, or not trusting that it's going to last, right? So it's like so then you kind of like skip through it or you go through it super quickly, so that it's almost like you have this thing and you feel like your environment or certain people or circumstances might ruin it. So let me just quickly hide it. So you don't even fully bask in this joy. You just rush through it. And of course we do that a lot with sadness or anger, or depending on the environment that we're in. We're like, oh, sometimes we don't do it because we feel like if we show that we're sad, or people might like, it's the power we give to external. It's so crazy, right? It could be that we conditioned ourselves to think or to be, or we were conditioned to feel like if you show sadness, then it's like people don't want to see that, so put it away. Put your sadness away. Put your anger away. Put this away. Don't show how you're feeling. People can't handle it, or this is not the appropriate time. Put it away. And I just love how I had watched the video, and it was a father holding space for his toddler. And she was going at it. She was screaming and crying, and she was kicking him, and she was hitting him, and he just sat there and he held space for her. And after what felt like 20 minutes or more, she fell asleep in his arms. It made me cry because the space that we are in currently in the planet is we are more conscious, right? Even me, I am working on but like I get triggered by my kids. So sometimes as I see them be natural with their emotions, sometimes I can't handle it. Not that what they're doing is wrong or how they're showing their emotions is wrong, is this triggering something in me, or triggering something in me. So when I behave that way, how the elders around me handle it. So I feel like for me not to respond the way the elders handle it, I need them to put it away, because I feel like or sometimes there's this assumption that we don't have any other tools to handle their natural expression of emotions, even the tough ones. So it's like, put it away quickly because it's triggering mine, and it's triggering the moment that when I was showing that and it was dealt with this way. So, and I don't want to deal with it this way. So here's 2 reasons you should put that emotion away. But learning to hold space, learning to come back and say, I'm sorry, learning to say your emotions are right. Not your emotions are right, but you're right for feeling that, and you have the right to express it this way. It's something that I'm really growing in, right? So when I had realized that, hey, maybe I'm not being fully present because I am avoiding, especially the sadness that were coming up and the anger that were coming up, I'm like escaping it. But also very interestingly to realize, like, even the joys, like, oh, this is going to be ruined, or having this fear around, oh, it's going to be taken away from me, or it's not going to last, or someone's going to destroy it, or something, event is going to come and ruin it. Let me just push it away. So all the reasons I wasn't being present, because I would be escaping into my mind so many times. And of course, I've healed so much of that. But thinking back, when I think about the many times I would escape in my head and I would just follow a scenario, I would create a scenario and I would just let it take me. It's almost like that kids movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl, like how the thoughts are like the train of thoughts, and it takes you from this island to that island. It was taking me elsewhere, away from the present. And when you're not present for the people you care about, it's almost like you're not noticing them. You're not there for them. You're not acknowledging their presence. And when you don't acknowledge people's presence, it's like they're not important, right? So we have to return back to being present, because it's not just about letting people that we care about know that they're important to us and we value them and we value their presence, but also to understand why we're escaping being present. And that's something that also a pattern that needs healing, right? We used it as an escape tool when we were younger, in terms of like, I can survive this environment, but it became such a default setting that we want to come out of it, because that's not our true nature. So if you find that you're not being present, pay attention to that. Honor yourself by saying, okay, I notice it's happening, and find a way to bring yourself to the present moment. I know there's many different techniques where you can call yourself to the present moment, and just, I found one of the ways that if I'm listening, to help myself actively listen, I tend to repeat back what is being said to me, or I repeat it before I answer it if it's a question. So notice if you're escaping being present, because of the information you're hearing, you can't handle it, so you're like changing subject, or you're going off in your head. But also if you're like avoiding feeling sadness, joy, or anything out of like the environment can't handle it, or your own fear of like joy being stolen if you express it, or if you feel it and if you're just happy, like, is someone going to come and ruin it and make you sad or upset? Also know that. And if there are people in your life that are doing that, you need to cut them out of your life, and not drastically or harshly, but like find a way to create healthy boundaries, right? What else was I saying about being present in terms of so find out, why you're not being present. Why are you somewhere else in the future? Okay, so what else did I have here? So I wrote, I will still have joy. Joy is my default setting, so it will not be taken away from me permanently, and even I can't stay away from it permanently. I can have joy. I am safe to do so, and I don't need to hang out with others to get joy. So this is again about understanding that your pursuit of like, you need to go do something else to get joy, or you need to create some kind of scenario in your mind where you're not being present to get joy, or like, you are joy, you are love, okay? Putting myself around someone to realize that I can have love and only give this and joy. So yeah, be present. Notice if you are not being present. What are you escaping? What are you avoiding? And the part that really touches my heart is like, when you're with someone and you're not present, you're not acknowledging that they're there. So as a parent, just having that realization, that kind of like is sad to hear or sad to know, because even though you might not be doing it deliberately, it could be a coping mechanism that you've kind of developed over the years to help soothe yourself or to help survive your environment. So don't beat yourself too much for if you're doing it, but catch it and try to retrain yourself. But let the fact that if you're not being present with yourself and with your current environment, that you're not really seeing the people that are there, and maybe they need you, right? Maybe they need your attention, they need your presence, they need your love, they need your care. And so they need to know that they matter to you. So the last thing you want is for it to be misunderstood that you don't care or that you don't acknowledge their presence. And have those conversations too if they're old enough to know that if it's your kids, if the people in your life, let them know that you are having a difficulty with being present, but you're working on it. So if they notice that you're not being present, to kind of like just gently remind you and not be so critical of you, but just to gently remind you like, hi, I noticed that you're not being fully present. So it goes back to that, right? Share with the people you care about, communicate to them, let them know what you're working through. Because what you want to do is you do want to be present. You want to return to that. There's nowhere else to be than this very moment. You're creating your future from your present. The past has already happened. And distracting from what's important it's a survival tool. It's a trauma response. So catch it, honor yourself enough to work through it, and find out what emotions you're avoiding by not being present. Find out, how you can heal that, and also be inspired that being present helps you to be fully there and available and engaging with the people that matter to you, okay? So I just love sharing that with you guys, and I'm so glad that you're tuning in for that, and may this information serve you. And if it's not beneficial to you in any way, release it, get rid of it. But if you are benefiting from it and it is helping you heal and do the work, then I am so honored to be able to share that with you. If you are enjoying the material that I am sharing, the information and the tools, please subscribe to my channel so you can be part of this community that we're building of healing ourselves and growing. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video with someone else so they can also benefit. Like it, click the like button if you're enjoying it. I've heard this from another YouTuber where she said when you are clicking the like button, you are also giving a gift to the person. So it's almost like you're gifting them or you're blessing them. So I thank you for your gift in advance for liking the video. I appreciate you for it. And click the notification bell so that you will be notified of when I do upload some new videos. I am working on making sure that I am creating enough of the information of sharing these tools, as and making sure I am meeting what is the word I want to say? It's like I'm making sure that I get up and I do the healing work so that I can come and share it with you guys. So that's what I wanted to say. And so when I do share it, I hope that it's more often than not. And at least that way, when I do share, you'll be notified. So thank you again. I am Fauzia. And thank you for tuning in to Fau's Journey Across the Bridge. Have yourself a blessed day. Bye for now.